Hi Sloths, and welcome back to Ebon. In the last episode, Garloy sent us away on a journey. Kind of. Journey to our deaths, more likely. But in this episode we're going to see exactly kind of like where this journey takes us. Starting on the stats screen as per usual, it looks like our daring and faith is almost fully maxed out, which is pretty cool, I guess. And as well as that, I think our desire's gone down quite a bit, so that's a little bit bad, but oh well, I'm sure we can figure something out. I stood still, taking in the swaying of the ship. It was only my second time aboard a ship, but even so, the rocking seemed worse than it had before. I was scared now, just as I was then, even as much had changed. The unknown still beckoned from every direction, though I understood now that I was a part of the unknown. I'd survived Galia for at least a little while. I wondered if I'd ever return to Galia. Running. Tell me what it is that has provoked your voice. I wish to silence you again. You have to hear me as I have to hear you. What does that mean? An odd sensation overtook me, as though something was seizing me from within, stripping my control over my body. It lasted only a moment. Running won't do you any good when you carry me with you. Wait, I think it just skipped. No? I thought it skipped something then. But it did not, so that's cool. I collapsed on the bed, heavy as a rock. If I was going to be rendered immobile, I thought the least I could do was situate myself somewhere comfortable. As I lay there, my head spun with the dizziness of 1,000 thoughts. That's just me every single second. All crippled and blurred together. I couldn't decipher any one thought for longer than a moment before it faded back into the flurry, and it left me so utterly helpless. Also, if you hear any noise in the background, that's just my dog. My dog seems to be, I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something. And you're weak. Was I weak? I was not. Allowing them to cow you, hidden in a room, you will stay here until summoned like an obedient dog, won't you? I exhaled, surrendering to the weariness of my body. For the moment. You walk into your death. The voice within me sounded frustrated, so frustrated. And I almost laughed in response. A sharp thought became clear in the haze. When it did, a smile broke across my face. Ah, I see. You can't do anything without me, can you? You brought me here. I was content where I was. I did? From where? From where you are now. What? What utter nonsense! I will show you someday, if you live long enough. An exhale whistled out from between my lips. I was losing my patience and I was losing consciousness. You don't live and die with me. When no response came, I closed my eyes. 3 days passed. The rocking of the ship was terrible. I had grown nauseous almost as soon as I stepped foot on the Bastion, and the nausea persisted even still. The elves were no help at all, swarming to me like vultures eager for cuffing tile displays. Worse, some wanted fights. I knew I couldn't hide forever, but I hadn't left my cabin, so my mind had begun to conspire, imagining things happening outside. Perhaps my allies had fallen, or they'd betrayed me. Perhaps a Cray was prowling just outside my door, and I was trapped like a rabbit. I nearly toppled over my own feet as I made my way out of the cabin. Luckily the passage seemed to be empty. There was no one around to crash into me, no one to make a fool of myself in front of, no one who would pick a fight. It was only a matter of time, though. With all the grace of a newborn foal. I don't know what a foal is, actually. It's got to be a something. Maybe. Maybe it's some sort of bird. A foal. It's not going to be a newborn sheep because that's a lamb. Maybe it's. No, a newborn pig is a piglet in it. And a young cow or bull is a calf, right? Oh, is it supposed to be like deer? Foal deer? I have no idea. Anyway, ignore that. I was driven not only by paranoia but hunger, as 3 days of little to eat had me ravenous even despite the nausea. When 2 elves appeared and began to walk past me, I was momentarily comforted. The emptiness had begun to feel eerie. I mean, feel eerie? That's not good grammar. That sentence did not grammar. No. But my comfort gave way to annoyance when I took in their posture. They were behaving strangely. They hushed as they passed me, but began to speak again in conspiratory tones and whispers. As soon as they had their backs turned to me, one of the elves hissed angrily, louder than the other, and in my language, such that I knew she wanted me to hear her. It would be such treason, the Onyx Chandler and his puppet human. What was that? Pardon? The Onyx Chandler has committed treason, you said? The 2 elves grew still. The elf who'd spoken loudly was glaring, though it was a subtle sort of glare that reminded me of a predatory animal sizing up another predator. The other elf looked uncomfortable, perhaps even a little embarrassed. Yes, treason. To ply his own with his tricks, despicable. What are you talking about? You. And I am a trick? She scoffed. You're a fool. A Fane? Efane? Afane? I have no idea. A puppet. Something about puppets. We're a puppet, apparently. Or a fool. Or both. Maybe we're a fool puppet. Maybe we're a fool's puppet. We're both a fool and a fool's puppet. I have no idea. I'm just speculating. The 2 elves made their way from me quickly, the loud one being pulled by the other, whose discomfort had transformed into full-fledged nervousness. A puppet. Apt. Efane. I'll remember. Efane? Who's Efane? I don't know. I continued down the hall, my eyes slowly adjusting, if only slightly. The darkness did absolutely nothing for my paranoia. The most talkative of my scouts, Chandler, awaited me down the hall. Oof. It's a funny way to put words. So this is Chandler Maceros. We met him a couple of episodes, well, 2 or 3 episodes ago. But there were all the 3 scouts were like in a group, and it didn't say who was who. But apparently this is Chandler, from what I remember, and what it's saying now. Anyway, I don't really know what voice to give him. Hello, ma'am. Maybe. No, I don't know. Tell you not to call me that. Hello, Chandler. Ugh, I'm nauseous. Let's be nice to him. He seems nice to us. Good morning? Morning? Is it morning? A little past midday, ma'am. Oh, really? That explains why I'm so hungry. Oh, your appetite is back? Oh, for fuck's sake, stupid phone. There's no ignore that, that was just my phone. Oh, your appetite is back? Good news, huh? Even if it doesn't stay down, I need to eat. Chandler turned his head, smiling at me as his gaze drifted to my stomach. I knew what he was thinking. The Coventry was some kind of separate entity I was carrying, so naturally I'd have a demanding appetite. There's some nice broth down in the mess. Maybe it'll help settle your stomach. I'll go with you. I was heading down myself. Yeah, let's just keep that sort of voice, if we can. Or if I can, even. He followed behind me, patient with my slow pace. Is it a good idea for you to be walking about? I'm just nauseous. Don't elves get nauseous? Well, yes, but we can still move. I scoffed at him, but was content to let the matter then drop. Keeping my stomach in line was enough. That is, up until I heard him snort, an amused little noise that he didn't try to keep hidden whatsoever. I stopped, turned, and gave him a look. He laughs in your face. Ma'am, are you a fool? He must have felt especially bold, especially foolish. He was meant to be under my command. The Coventry goading me as it did. I might have escaped Gallia, but not the thing in my head. It was getting to me. What's so funny? What's so funny, Chandler? Have a joke you care to share? He stared at me, eyes widening slightly, then darting about my face in their quick assessment. I wasn't trying to offend you, ma'am. Weren't you? That's strange. I've seen galleons break each other's noses over holding a glance too long. And here you are, snickering behind my back. I apologise. A nervous chuckle rushed out of him. I'll have to tell Emir. Emir? I'm gonna say it's... Is it Emir? Or is it Imre? I've always said Imre, but for some odd reason now it just sort of clicks as Emir. I don't know. I'm gonna say Emir. Why not? I'll have to tell Emir to keep his mouth shut around you. Yeah, look, I'm a little uncomfortable. Could have used it. Yeah. I think you should, yes. He nodded, face still and serious. Obedience? Was I fooling myself? The mess wasn't crowded, which I was thankful for. I was still stumbling, and I didn't want an audience to see me this week. Saffron and Emir were seated at a table together, talking. Channel words. See, my tongue's not working already. Great. Chandler, see, I can't talk. Fucking hell. Chandler noticed this right away. There we go. And seemed displeased. It was curious. I'll get you some broth, ma'am. He moved away quickly, very curious indeed. I see you've crawled out of your chamber, Mavis. I heard that assassin's voice and groaned. I could barely hold my stomach. I was dizzy. I was not fair game in the least. I immediately tried to call Chandler back, but he had all but disappeared. Ugh, my brain's not working. Great. Fuck. Ugh. Go away. I'm doing a bit better than that. How are you? Great. Ignore him. Just tell him to fuck off. Go away. Bugger off. No one loves you. You're adopted. Oh dear. Can't believe I made that joke a second time in this entire channel. Ugh, I really should not use jokes like that. That's just mean. He snorted. And go where? Shall I take a swim? Yes, please, by all means. And what about you, Mavis? Are you a good swimmer? No, we are not a good swimmer. It's very brave of you to be out and about without one of your protectors, isn't it? I need protection? Well, he laughed. From me? I hope that doesn't come as a surprise. You've got orders to kill me, don't you? He remained quiet. And yet, I am still alive? Still, it's interesting how you're moving so uninhibitedly now. I've barely seen you these past few days. Yet here you are, and without an escort. You've grown comfortable? No, not really. Are you certain? I thought you might have forgotten where we are. We may no longer be in Gallia, but we are on a Gallian ship. He shifted his focus to something over my shoulder, though I didn't dare to turn my back to him to see what it was. I hope you feel better soon, Mavis. He left. Just as I exhaled, I felt a slap on my back. To my credit, I maintained my balance, if barely. You alright? I nodded. He's just rattling you? Playing a game. Playing a game? Yes, exactly. Don't let him take your mind. Mine's full these days. She frowned. I'm going to send someone to keep an eye on you, Mavis. Well, you don't look good. With all the interest in you and Ekere slithering about, it's just a good idea if you stay near someone who can pull you out of the web. Preference? Obviously Haron. Yes. Haron? Oh, won't that little gnat be delighted? You don't like Haron, eh? She waved her hands. Oh no, Haron's not that bad. Fucking phone, knob off. If you heard the vibration in the background, that was just my phone being stupid. So I just told it to fuck off. I really should have put it on silent or something, but I don't like doing so. Oh well. He just does whatever he wants. So we have a problem when Haron and I want different things. Luckily for the three of us, I want Haron to keep an eye on you, and I am absolutely certain that is what Haron wants as well. When she left, I started making my way to a seat. The elves nearest me made way, which was a nice change of pace. Here. Saffron plopped a bowl filled with broth in front of me. Chandler said you were going to try and eat. I looked past her and saw Chandler and Ymir not far away. She was staring at me, expression harsh as though something was bothering her. Though in my experience with Saffron, something usually was. You make sure to think hard about what you do now, Mavis. Our lives are attached to yours. We aren't to be squandered. When she dined? To speak, she was usually very blunt. Still, I wasn't sure I completely understood what she was getting at. Don't threaten me, this wasn't my idea. I'm not going to put you in danger. This wasn't my idea. Look, Saffron, I didn't ask Aloys to assign you to me. But he did. And now we're your responsibility. I'm sure you understand that. You are responsible. By then, Ymir and Chandler had made their way over to us. The three scouts took to watching me as though waiting for something. My patience was quickly spent. What? Are you going to eat? I don't know if that's the voice that I'm going to give Ymir, because I wasn't even expecting that to be Ymir's voice just then. I don't know. When I please. Ymir scoffed. We should continue your training when you feel able. Perhaps if you manage to keep that down. If Think that's a good idea to provoke the Cuffin Tall in light of the docks? Yes, we're at sea. If you are going to cause unmitigated havoc, better on a ship where a fire is your ruin as much as anyone's. Wonderful, now you're feeling sacrificial, would rather not, we might as well. Now you're feeling sacrificial? Oh, weren't you just telling me your life wasn't to be squandered? If you're that dangerous we die alongside you, then I would not consider my life squandered. I scoffed. They were going to push this until I humoured them in some fashion. I'll seek one of you out later then. We can wait. I was growing very frustrated. You suffer fools as I suffered you. Be quiet. What does it say? Nothing. And I do not have any use for you right now. I doubt I'll be capable of any sort of training today anyway. I can barely walk, as you've no doubt witnessed. You may surprise yourself. Observe, guide and obey you. Wait, what? Observe, guide and obey you. That is what we were ordered to do. Obey me? Say the order I just gave, then. Ekray has been poking around, Mavis. I can handle it. We were ordered to observe you, which we can't do if we leave you alone, can we? I do not think the Grand General will be pleased with us if we allow his wife's assassin to kill you. We should stay close. You should tell us when you plan to leave your cabin. They have a strange marriage, kill me, and how will I do that? They do have a strange marriage. I sighed heavily. Nausea, the persistent scouts, and the mouthy Cuffin Tall. That's right, Garlois would be upset if you allow his wife to kill me. They don't do things in accord, do they? Chandler smirked at me while Ymir and Saffron were not at all amused. I don't like being caught between them. This is perilous. This is a perilous assignment. We follow the Grand General's orders, which are to stay close to you. That is what we're going to do. That is why we're here. Are you going to vomit? Ew. Haron? Hey, Haron's back. Madrili, I've missed you. He moved his arms around me without any warning whatsoever. His hold was gentle. Oh. You're not feeling well, I hear. I'm getting better. Good. He let me go. Are you enjoying the reins of command then? She's been trying to get rid of us. Then go away. Simply go away. Those are not our orders, Roland Tuffus. I wonder if that just means something like, you idiot, you buffoon, you irritation, I don't know. The dominant one of the trio. I am Roland Tuffus, yes. That doesn't change much. If she wants you to leave, you'll leave. You're not going to force the matter. But I will. The mask in training? I hate masks. Oh, I just realised that was Ymir, not Saffron. Whoops. Whatever. Not like it matters. Ekray has been sniffing about. Has he ever been your tutor? I'll keep her safe. Saffron sighed as though she found continuing the protest a futile endeavour, which it is. Fine. Don't forget about your training, Mavis. Ma'am? Ymir nodded at me, belated the three left. Why is it that people are always forbidding me from seeing you? What are you talking about? Dullier, and now Calipoa, my own cousin. She forbade you from seeing me? She was happy enough to send you to me just a moment ago. She wouldn't let me visit you in your cabin. Ah, take heart, Haran. I was not one for a visit. I slept when I could, and when I was not sleeping, well, it wasn't pleasant. I wouldn't have minded whatever state you were in, would you? No, but of course I... yeah. My cheeks flushed as I wondered how I always found myself in this predicament with Haran. Perhaps Calipo was just concerned with the impropriety of it. Oh, she certainly isn't. Still, only at your call, Madrilli. And what a pity that you are sick. Do you think it's seasickness then? Not the cough at all? I had assumed it was just the sea. I suppose I didn't want to consider otherwise. Ah, my apologies. Still, I understand you're feeling better today than you have been. Good news? I nodded. Yes, all that's left to contend with now are the rumours. Ah, rumours. Why do you look so pleased when I say that word? He shrugged, all too innocently. I've heard a few rumours. Then his voice lowered. And Ekere? He's been near. He was poking at me a bit before Calipo found me. His gaze went distant, deep in thought. Tell Calipo if you feel uncomfortable. Tell us both when you see him. I would stay near you, always, if you wished it. I know Ekere better than anyone else on the ship, and I know his tactics. So, he knows Ekere more than he knows us. That's concerning. Better than anyone else here could. You and he are the same, aren't you? We have both masks. Well, I am in training to become one. Masks. In training. I'm gonna assume that means something like assassins. So Haran is an assassin in training? That's interesting. There we go. Oh, right, they are assassins. You're going to be an assassin? I wonder if it's gonna start trying to kill us. Interesting. He stared at me, assessing something, then cracked a smile. Madrilli, no. Fucking bloody phone. Madrilli, no order, no grandmother, no loyalty to country, no training, no paranoid compulsion could compel me to move against you. An assassin with a flair for dramatics. An assassin in training who is utterly taken with you. Haran, I can barely stand. Not the best time for declarations. Is it a declaration if it's truly at least the 7th time I've made it? Tell me about your trading. What is it that you learn? How to lie, how to kill things, how to distract and confuse to discern the truth. You can do all that? I'm learning to. How have you lied to me? Not unless I've also lied to myself. Oh. That's worrying. Very worrying indeed. He smiled and grew closer, moving his arms around me once more in a stronger hold that seemed truer to form. Let's just blush because it's Haran and it's adorable and we love him. I hesitated, an awkward laugh fumbling out of me as I managed to freeze and melt simultaneously. Always so. Too much? I didn't quite respond at first. I didn't quite know how to. Eventually, I managed to. No, not too much. I shook my head and he smiled, drawing me flush against him. Oh, it's adorable, we love it. But for now, we're just gonna save this game even, and end the video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ebon. Please like and subscribe, it's always free. And on your way out of the video, just give the notification bell a little ding, just a little tap on the nose. So yeah, I'll see you later.